OpenAI just dropped maybe their craziest model yet. It feels like I'm like back to ChatGPT just being released again. I was so addicted. It's the 4o image generation. And it is truly, I'd say it's like a next level, like it's a paradigm shift. There's so many things you can do with it. I want to show you examples. It's been a crazy week in AI. There's always something new, but this, I feel like every week you get to play with something new, which is part of the reason I love AI, and I feel like it's so addicting. And this week we got OpenAI's 4o image generation. So let's look at some cool ChatGPT 4o images that I made, and then some just people have made. Obviously, you've seen these Studio Ghibli images. I took my friend's pets. She was like, I want to make them, well, she didn't tell me to make them anime, but I turned them into anime. You can see what it does. It like recreates like everything on the screen. So it recreated these guys, got the colors wrong on their shorts, but I think it does an incredible job with these kind of images. Just crazy. Like, look at it. It's so good. Just like you never before could like put in an image and it would just spit out something like this. So then I was like, have them do a cartoon, 3 panels, do an anime, add captions. I think it obviously would do better if I would give it a prompt, like the text, but it says, what are you doing? And then he goes, I thought I was the TV. It's kind of funny, actually. I don't really get it, but somehow it's funny. Yeah, you can see it. The huge thing about 4o is that it keeps the model, like it keeps the same dog throughout these 3 panels, which again was real hard to do before this, and it wasn't inside of a easy to use, ChatGPT. It wasn't free, or maybe it was. I don't know. I haven't used anything this good, and I've used Midjourney. I've used Google's image generation. I've tried just like random ones and stuff, but this is another level, and that's why it's like the most viral thing, this last week, and I'm sure to be probably still this week. Let's look at some other cool images I created. Okay, so I took my dogs, Snoopy and Bindi, and I said, just anime characters. I've lost my spelling touch. For some reason, I added anime characters, but dogs are still in there, and then I said just the dogs. So it does really good with just like retelling and stuff, which is great. So you don't have to like sit there and try to prompt. So it like edited out the girls and did a pretty dang good job. Snoopy, I think, looks funnier in real life. He looks more like epic and anime-ish, you could say. But like it gets like even the fine details. Like, look at this, the little necklace. It kind of messes up their straps. Like his strap in the anime goes underneath, which to be fair, it looks way better like this. It looks way cooler. So did a lot of dog stuff this weekend, or dog images. So here's me trying to create, I just like wanted to test the capabilities. So I was like, combine the images. By the way, this create image, you don't actually have to do, I thought you needed to do create image. You just it's just baked in the model, I'm pretty sure. So you don't actually have to do that. This is what happened when I combined it. So like the problem with recreating yourself in real life, like not giving it a thing of like make me a Lego or a Studio Ghibli or whatever, is it recreates you, but it looks weird because you can tell it's not actually me, first of all, minus the 3 hats. Don't ask me why I chose this hat, but I did. So yeah, like recreates everything. Like there's my my fiance there, and now it's just like weird AI images. So it's hard. It struggles with real life still if you want like photorealistic accuracy. My brother Ty, I was on a work call and I just took a screenshot of him. I was like, turn this into classicism. I'm just like thinking, I'm like, all right, I don't even know all the art styles. Let me probably ChatGPT, like give me a good one. So then I made him into this, which I think is really funny. You could have this one saying knowledge. That's actually a good idea. Let's do that. Actually, we can just screenshot this. Have this guy saying knowledge. And then I said, now make it cubism. So just took a random screenshot and it was able to recreate it. Like this is where it shines, where it's like I'm not trying to recreate this into real life. I'm trying to do something different with the image, and that's where it's going to shine. I think for you is like, make it anime, make it Lego, make it Simpsons, make it classicism, romanticism, whatever. There's a whole meme of like revolution style or something. I also took the famous here in my garage and I tried to make it surrealism. Not my favorite, but it did it. Took the Eddie Murphy meme and made an anime. Just a lot of anime here. It does text well, so I said, make this meme that says read more. And it now is a meme that says read more. But again, this isn't actually him. It looks pretty accurate, and it like also like created down here pretty accurately, but it's not like, it's like, you know, recreating it with whatever their model is pretty closely, but it's not actually the same image, so it looks weird in real life. Okay, so I was trying to put two images together, our pets together, and it like almost did it, but then it added another cat and a weird little alien behind Ziggy, so that was not quite right. Okay, here's my fiance and our dog Bindi, and then I said make them into Disney characters, and I think it did a great job with this. The original's classic, but also did a great job there. I took this just random image on a dog walk. This was like kind of towards the beginning of what I was like, oh my god, I could do anything, and then I was just like, make this a cartoon. And yeah, it's just cool. It's like you can make like anything into a cartoon, or a cartoony image, and add text to it. You can make logos. Try to get it to remodel my room. So here's my messy room, and then it redid it like this. For some reason it wants a pillow on the floor. Can't say this would help me remodel my room. This just looks like if my room was clean and a different angle, you know? Doesn't really help me there, but to be fair, all I said is remodel this room better. My prompts are severely lacking. Okay, so apparently this is groundbreaking, because there's image generators in the past couldn't do a full glass of wine. Let's actually test this theory. But apparently they couldn't do full glass of wine because if you look up full glass of wine on the internet, there's not a lot. So like there wasn't many you could scrape. But now that I'm Googling it, I kind of disagree. There's definitely full glass of wine. Let's look at, let's use it was one of my favorite image generators until, last week 4o comes out. Let's see if this can generate a full glass of wine. This is Google's free Image FX. I really like this image generator. Okay. Oh, you know what I think is they can't generate the image all the way full because there's not many people. Mostly wine glasses are like up to here, not up to here. So this isn't right either, but I think I saw images on Twitter of people actually going all the way up. Fill it all the way to the top. Okay, so here was my first try. When I first heard about this generator, I saw the 4o trailer and I was like, all right, I saw a penguin and I was like, create an image of a penguin wizard. A cool start. Honestly, I was impressed by this right away. And then I said, it dropped, it was like going like buggy when I was first starting. I feel like it still is, but I basically said make like a fox archer in the same style. And then I was like, take them on an adventure inside of a mine where they fight evil spiders. And then it did a pretty good job. It didn't bring the penguin. And then I was like, take them both on a trail. I was just seeing like the image consistency across like multiple images, which it's doing a great job, I think. And then I was like, all right, just make the penguin hyper realistic, the penguin wizard. And then I was like, make a Minecraft style, and then give him a harpoon and a staff. And it did inside of the Minecraft style. So that was cool. And then I was like, have him smoking a cigar and have a bomb on his back. And that was fun. And then turn him into a Mario character. So like you get in trouble using license like whatever, Mario or Zelda, Lord of the Rings, or certain, just sometimes it will. People are saying ChatGPT image is getting nerfed, like they're making it more and more like you can't do this, you can't do that. I don't know, but yeah. Anyway, sometimes you could do Mario, and sometimes you wouldn't be able to. I've had a lot of trouble with like Lord of the Rings. I haven't tried Mario that much. And then my friend randomly said a quote on the text thread, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna put this text in it and just show him. So then you get this. Oh, it can also do transparent backgrounds. So that's really cool if you need transparent backgrounds, and it like really did it well. I also took my dogs again in this picture, and I was like, do a Calvin and Hobbes style cartoon. I don't know if this is text from Calvin and Hobbes or just made this up, but this was pretty awesome actually. Then I did like a different style and made a cartoon that's almost funny. It like does a lot of almost funny from my tests. Like if you don't give it any text, obviously you could just give it text and it would be funny if you thought about it or used AI to generate it. First, I have a plan tonight. I will change you into a black outfit. You have a black outfit? Of course, look. Ta-da, I'm in disguise. Marley, no. Not sure there. That's one of those AI dreamy, you could kind of it almost makes sense. Didn't want to do Lego style here. I did do successful Lego style things. I took Snoopy and then said make into Legos, and it just gave me like the flat Lego pieces, and I was like a Lego figure, and it made him. Okay, here we go with knowledge with the weird W. It took took this image, or I screenshotted that image and then put in knowledge. Okay, let's look at what's trending on Twitter for ChatGPT images. Let's look at kind of what other people are making. I see a lot of these like making ads out of 4o, which is pretty crazy. That's the generation model for ChatGPT. So let's look at this. He took the Poppy sodas and I guess made this with ChatGPT, generated in 10 minutes. That's pretty crazy. That actually looks good. Like that, yeah, that's like a real ad I could see. AG1. Cool. I'd like to see like the prompts he was doing. And then yeah, if you feel the ground, you're wearing the wrong shoe. That's cool. Yeah, I mean, that's a good point. I can also make decent ads in Canva in 10 minutes. Yeah, I mean, he's not wrong. These aren't like groundbreaking, but I think there's a lot of flexibility and it allows people who aren't designers to make the ads. And you could do some more complicated stuff, I'd argue, than with AI than you can with Canva, unless you're experienced with Canva or Photoshop or whatever. Obviously with Photoshop, you could do all this and better. It's more enabling more people, I think, to make these ads. A lot of marketers aren't designers, and yet to hire a designer, on your team, this can help you not have to pay that expense. This text is messed up, but it's getting better. A huge trend was obviously Studio Ghibli. Ghiblify this. Trump, and after he'd gotten shot, Studio Ghibli'd. This is when they tell Bush that the towers, I believe, had been hit. One small step for mankind. Here's Legofied of all the founders. It's pretty good. That really looks like Mark. Material transfer. Okay, that's interesting. He took image and the material and then transferred it. Yeah, and then it put a little female inside of the shirt, which gets actually the original image had that, so that's interesting. Graphic designers reacting to ChatGPT images right now. This is fine. I think that's real. I think it's the beginning of something more powerful. I don't think real ingenuity is going to be replaced, and I think graphic designers can use AI to empower them, but it's definitely pretty good. I don't think anyone's getting replaced just yet. I think low barrier to entry design is getting replaced. I think some people are going to stop paying their Canva memberships. I think some people are going to stop paying their designers because they can do it with ChatGPT. But like I've shown, like if you're trying to do like a real image, like an image where you take like a real image of a person and do something with it that you also want it to be realistic, it looks weird. So you can't do that yet. LinkedIn going to be crazy when they find out ChatGPT can do images next week. Okay, here's how to restyle any image into the viral Studio Ghibli style. Upload the image. Prompt, restyle image in Studio Ghibli style, keep all details. Yeah, sometimes I just like don't do these long prompts because I like don't remember them, and I'm just like Studio Ghibli, and it usually works. Wait 2 to 5 minutes, download and share. Let's do that. Let's copy what they say. What's a fun meme? Popular meme. Actually, let's do SpongeBob. I don't know why, that's just like a, SpongeBob. I don't actually love that image to begin with, but it'll do. Let's see how this does while we keep on looking at other memes. Marketing will never be the same. Whipped up these in a couple minutes. These are such sensationalized, I get it. I'm in marketing too. But I think it's it's going towards not being the same, but some of these images that you look at are just like not it. I mean, this is, all right, hold on a second. This is cool. Let's look at a few more almost unbelievable images and like really cool use cases for 4o. So this is 4o, it's literally cooked, visual recipes. This is really cool. I want to try some of these out. It looks really good, really clean. I notice a lot of the images have like a really standardized like branding and how they're doing the images, which are kind of basic at some level, but they work. But I'm sure this can get, obviously you could prompt it differently. The spoon's out of whack. But yeah, I did notice that. This is pretty crazy from Colin and Samir, some really cool creators. They just replaced the subject in the thumbnail with me, and then it literally did it, which it's like almost unbelievable. I want to try it myself. But I did actually do an extraction because this was like a trending image of like you can extract from 4o with the image, and I took the shark out. Obviously, like again, it creates like a non-realistic person of Colin, or I don't know which one's Colin and Samir, but like pretty crazy. This is really cool too. Turn the sketch into a hyper-realistic YouTube thumbnail. Like that's pretty cool. You can just literally take a sketch and then turn it into this thumbnail. And we'll actually try that in the background. You can turn your cat into a dragon. That's fun. Yeah, so I think what we're seeing here is just the start of something really big in image generation. There hasn't been an image generator that everyone has access to. ChatGPT is like the biggest app. It actually works really well, works for text. It's just really multi-purposed. It's super exciting. Like people can use it in so many different ways. There's obviously new things that are coming out and how you can use it. Like people are thinking of new ways, and it's only getting better. That's what everybody says, and it's true. Like it's only going to get better. So I'm excited for it. I'm a little bit unsure of where it's going to go and how it's going to impact, designers and all of that, all those questions. So why don't you put in the comments what you think, how you feel about this AI? Is our designers cooked? And if you're liking this video, I'd appreciate a like and subscribe. If you like this type of content, you want more AI news and stuff like this. So make sure check back when I got a new video out if you're enjoying this, and hope to see you before the world crumbles. I'm out.